Ladies and gentlemen, babies and elephant, welcome to another new video. My name is Bosley. Today I want to bring for you guys Venom Gyre Assassin. This is a very budget build. It's part of my new budget series for the Ritual League, and I must say it has been a fun journey leveling this character. Previously I had the Toxic Rain build, and that was my first exposure to poison builds, and I kind of find poison builds really fun. So I figured to give this build a try. At first, I saw this build from one of the trailers from Ritual League. I was like, what is that skill called? And I finally realized, like, oh, it's Venom Gyre. I've never played any poison builds in my previous leagues before. And so I figured, you know, I really want to give this one a try. So, as you can see in the showcase earlier, Venom Gyre is a really, I would say, a really good clear speed build. As you can see, the projectiles flying everywhere in the map. You see bosses and mobs getting cleared off and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And you know, it's overall a really cool and fun build to play with. If you never played a poison build before, this is something you really want to try it out, especially when you're on a budget. So without further ado, let's jump right into the Ascendancy. So the Ascendancy here is actually quite straightforward. We're going for the Assassin because Assassin has really good poison nodes as well. You can see here the first node that you want to pick up is Noxious Strike. So Noxious Strike will give you 30% damage over time multiplier for poison, because we are stacking poison on this build. So damage over time for poison, 40% chance to poison on hit, and 5% increased poison duration for each poison you afflicted, and recover 0.5% of life per poison affecting your enemies you kill. This is the first node that you want to pick up as soon as you done your first trial on level 33. And then after that, you want to pick up Toxic Delivery. So this one will give you toxic poison you inflict by critical strikes, deal 50% more damage. And also, it gives you a pace crate of 0.5% critical chance per poison affecting the enemy. So potentially, goes up to 2%. So that means as long as you stack 4 stacks on your enemy of poisons, it'll give you a base crate of 2%, which is really, really important. After that, you can pick up your Mistwalker for the Elusive and Crit Strike. So that one will come later on. So pick this node later on, just because we're not going to scale. We're not going to scale critical strike early in the game. We're going to scale critical strike later in the game. So that is not our number one priority. It's going to be later on. And last but not least, you want to pick up opportunistic. So this one gives us 25% more damage, while there are at least at most one rare or unique enemy, which is usually the boss, the bossing scenario we're going to encounter. All right. So that is the Ascendancy nodes that you want to look at. Alright, so the gear choices here, it's very, very simple, very budget. So this is basically, you can build this build actually for less than 50 chaos. I would say it's a really cheap build considering that you can actually do some of the tier 16 maps as well. Potentially, there is a lot of room for improvement for this build. Mainly it's on the single target damage. Otherwise, in terms of clear speed, it's not too bad, right? Just for 50C. So the most important gear that I would think for this build will be the Wasp Nest. These claws only cost you like 1 chaos each. So you need 2 of them. Reason why? So this one gives you a huge chunk of life gain on hit. 40 on each hand, so there will be 80 potentially on both. This one gives us a huge chunk attack speed. Now, how we want to scale the poison on the enemy. So first off, we need the chance to poison on hit on the enemy. So you want to make sure you always get 100% poison chance on hit. Second thing, you want to make sure you have as much speed, attack speed as you can. So what does it do? So when you have really fast attack speed, it will stack a lot more stacks of poison on your enemy, which it's equivalent to more DPS. Right. After that, you want to pick up a Nightmare Bassinet, the Devoto's Devotion. So this one, the helmet enchant is totally not necessary. You only need the attack speed and move speed and chaos resist on the helmet. Actually, these can be easily replaced with a lot of helmets. You can actually use Rat's Nest. You can use, if you want more life, you can actually use the Staconia's head, the teddy bear head. You can use that one as well. Can be easily replaced. Don't worry about the helmet enchant. If you want a helmet enchant, I got this for like, I think 40 or 50 chaos, but you don't need it at all. It's not part of the build. If you're on a budget, you can start off with a normal one, and then after that you can get a helmet enchant one. And then the necklace, mainly the necklace, what you want to get is you want to get a flat fizz on it. You want to get crit strike and crit multi. That's it. Possible if you can get life, yes, go for life, and then you can craft chaos damage to attacks as well on your crafting bench. Easy. On the rings, you want to get one of the rings to at least have the total mana cost reduction, so it's -8 on total mana cost and chaos damage to attacks, life and strength. You need a lot of strength and intelligence on your build because of the gems that you're about to equip, so that one you have to take note on. This one as well, Lihoop of All, simple ring, gives us stats, gives us elemental resist and some increase of damage. The gloves, very simple, attack speed, some resist, some life, and some damage over time multiplier. Very cheap as well. You can craft this, you can buy this, can be easily replaced as well, so nothing too fancy here. On the belt, I always like to use the Stygian Vice, the Darkness and Throne. Reason why is because it's a very underwhelming and underrated belt that I think is really, really cool. First off, you get 2 Abyss jewel sockets. So how does this scale? Is that in my previous videos I actually explained before, so whatever stats that you get on the jewel here will be scale additional 75% increased effect. So it's, let's say it's 100 health, 100 life on these 2 gems, you get 75 more health. So that means you got 175 life, potentially, just an example. So definitely something that you'll look out for. It costs less than 1C for this one. And the boots is probably going to be something a bit more expensive. You want to get something like this, because this one I crafted myself. So you, with the Ritual League now rewarding you with really cool gear and all that, you can actually get gears like this very easily from the Ritual rewards. Or otherwise, if you want to buy one, just be prepared to spend about at least 5 to 10 chaos. You can get a decent one. Maybe not exactly like this, but you know, something like that. And that is pretty much the gear that we have. Next up, we're going to talk about the Flask. Now, the Flask here, you want to pick up a Life Flask with instant recovery and remove bleeding. You want to pick up Diamond Flask because we have Crit Strike. The reason why we are not having Crit Strike, because it's not about dealing the extra damage from the Crit Multi. It's because that one of the nodes that we pick up, Perfect Agony, which I'll explain later in the skill tree, which actually the Crit Multi will scale with our damage over time multiplier. Okay, so you're gonna pick up Crit Chance, Diamond Flask, that gives you increased attack speed, as again. Quicksilver Flask just for the freeze and chill. Witchfire Brew is one of your biggest DPS boosts that you want to have. Make sure you try to get this one and try to get as high of increased damage over time as you can on the Flask. This one will give you additional at least 30% increase of total DPS in your build. So you want to make sure you must get this one. This one will cost you less than 5 chaos for the Flask. And Rumi's Concoction just for more defensive layer. In the build we have, even though it's like 4k life, but we have a lot of defensive layers in the build. So I'll go through that later on in the skill tree. This one will just add more layers of defense onto your build. Okay. For the Pantheons, we're talking about same thing, Lunaris for mapping, Shakari for more chaos damage resistance, and the Bandit will be helping Alira so that we get a additional crit multi and 15% to all elemental resistances. Last but not least, let's jump into the skill tree. Starting off with Shadow, you want to go through this nodes over here. So pick up all the chaos damage nodes over here, and then you get coordination. So this one gives you attack speed, dexterity, and intelligence, because we are always lacking of intelligence and strength. So you will always want to try to get them either on your accessories or your gear, just so that you can wear the gems later on. And then you want to pick up Blood Siphon for more life, Trickery, and then don't have to worry about Assassination yet, because as I said, you only scale your crit like at least almost towards the end game. Only you want to scale your crit. So I'm talking in perspective of you're starting off a new character or you're resetting a new character. Make sure don't pick this up yet unless you're in the end game. So you want to go through down here and pick up Entropy. So this one gives you damage over time and skill effect duration. Skill effect duration doesn't affect that much because mainly we are just poison stacking, and then we are just scaling damage over time with multiplier. That's it. Sleight of Hand, so this one gives us increased damage, attack speed, and increased damage with one-hand weapon. Resourcefulness for more life and life regeneration. Fangs of the Viper for more chaos damage, move speed, and dexterity. Physical damage also scales with the chaos damage because it's conversion, so don't worry too much. And Blood Drinker here will give us more life and life leech. And then after that, you want to go through here. Now, at this point, depending on your leveling a new character or you're playing an existing character, if you're a new character, most likely I would say Venom Gyre won't be the best choice for you. It's not the best choice for a leveling gem. You might want to use something else like a Toxic Rain or something. But then as soon as you switch to Venom Gyre and you switch to Claws, then you start picking up the nodes here. But if you're not picking up Venom Gyre very early in the game, or it's a new character, don't worry about the nodes here until you start using the Claws. Or start using Venom Gyres and the Claws, right? So, and then you move down. The reason why the nodes here, this is the most important node in your tree, because this one gives you a shit ton of crit chance, crit multi, give you a shit tons of leech and mana leech. That's how we sustain our mana. And also, this one gives us a 25% chance to steal a power frenzy or enduring charge with claws from the enemy. So these are the nodes that you want to look at if you start using the claw. Move down here, and if you're using Toxic Ray in the early game, then pick up Fatal Toxins. And then after that, you want to go down here and pick up Revenge of the Hunted, so for more life and more evasion. And as I was saying, as soon as you start using crit on your build, that's when you pick up Perfect Agony. So what does this do? So the modifiers to crit strike multi also applies to damage over time multiplier. So damage over time multiplier is your biggest stat that you want to look at in scaling your damage. Okay. Now crit strike multi, all the modifiers will scale to damage over time multiplier, but only at 50% of their value. So let's say you have a 100% modifier, 100% additional to your crit multi, only 50% will be added to your damage over time, but still it's a lot, right? And 30% less damage with hits. So you deal less damage, but you scale a lot on the multiplier. So this one will give us a lot of damage, okay? Pick this up as soon as you start using crit. And then after that, you want to pick up acrobatics and face acrobatics for a lot of dodge. So you get a decent amount of dodge. You get potentially like 40% chance to dodge attack hits and 30% chance to dodge spell hits, right? And then after that, you want to go down here. If you start using Venom Gyre, then you want to pick up pierce additional targets so you can pierce more because it flies everywhere in the room. So you want to pierce additional target. And then after that, you want to pick up Herbalism for more life and life recovery from the Flask. Now, again, if you're using Toxic Rain or Venom Gyre, pick up all the toxic nodes. Otherwise, pick up all the other nodes first. If you're leveling, I would recommend you start using Toxic Rain to level, as it's a very, very user-friendly, beginner-friendly skill to level with as well. So pick up Swift Venoms for damage over time multiplier, attack speed, and poison. And poisons you inflict deals damage 5% faster, stuff like that, all the good stuff. And then after that, you want to go down here and pick up Claws of the Pride. So Claws of the Pride gives you 25% increased damage. It gives you a shit ton of attack speed if you've used a movement skill recently. So we are using the, the Whirling Blades all the time, moving around a lot. So technically, this 50% attack speed will always be up most of the time. So don't worry too much. Toxic Strike gives us a lot of DPS boost as well because of the damage over time multiplier. Thick Skin for more life and avoid ailments, and Wind Dancer for more defensive layers. So 20% less damage if you take it. You haven't been hit recently. 40% less evasion rating if you haven't been hit recently, and 20% more evasion if you've been hit recently. Okay. And then move this way, pick up Finesse, so more attack speed, more accuracy, and Heart of Oak for more life. And then you want to move this way and pick up Reflexes for accuracy and evasion, because along the way you pick up Sentinel, which gives us some elemental resist, and mainly we want to reach Constitution on all the nodes here for all the life nodes that we can pick up. And last but not least, you want to move up here as soon as you have Crit Strike ready. Pick up Dire Torment, so this one gives us 20% to damage over time multiplier for ailments from crit strikes. So that's a huge chunk and a lot of crit chance as well. So this one will give you a good decent amount of crit chance and crit multi, and it gives you strength and intelligence as you are scaling over there. And that is about it. Pretty simple. This is a basic skill tree formation for your Venom Gyre budget build. And I forgot to mention about the gem links. Now, the gem links, the main gem links you want to look at is a Venom Gyre link with deadly ailments. So this one gives us 64% potentially more damage with ailments, because poison is an ailment. And also it gives us, if there's a quality on it, it gives us increased damage over time. Vile Toxins will give us a lot more damage with poison and increased damage with poison as well. It gives us 5% more damage with hits for each poison on the enemy, up to 9. So if you can do 9 stacks on the enemy, potentially you're getting 45% more damage on top of the 49%. So that is a lot of poison damage. So make sure you scale your attack speed as much as you can. Unbound ailments will increase duration of the ailments on the enemy, and 35% more damage with ailments. GMP to give you more projectiles potentially, and also Awaken added chaos damage. Don't be alarmed with the Awaken gem with the budget. Awaken added chaos damage is only less than 15C. You can just use any normal chaos gem, but yeah, I picked it up. On the Plague Bearer, so Plague Bearer is one of your most important secondary skills for your map clearing, because how this works is when you do poison damage, it will give you a a plague value on top here, the bar, as you can see the plague value here. So most importantly, you want to look at is the skill gem level. That one will scale the damage. So the plague value now currently is 797,000, which is 797k. So we can store up to 797k. So as you deal damage with the enemy, the numbers will go up to 797k. As soon as it's full, you can click the button again and it will unleash a radius, like a Righteous Fire radius, around, and then you can just move around with it as it deals damage to the enemy, as you can see in the showcase earlier. So this is very important in your secondary skill, as you need it for your map clearing to help you clear a lot faster as well. So you want to pair it with Empower if you can. I just happened to have picked one up earlier, so you can use it Empower, because the gem level is very important, and increased area effect so that you can clear a wider area. So this is a very important skill. Make sure that you have this one as high as you can in terms of level. You want to have Wither as well. So Wither will actually cast, give a Wither stack on the enemy. So it goes, so it can stack up to 15 times. And it will increase chaos damage taken on the enemy, so it will slow them down as well. So you want to use this one pair with multiple totems and spell totem. So before you engage, you just want to cast down the Wither totem, and then you just move around and then you start casting like this, right? Herald of Agony is one of our auras that we're running, precision as well, with Culling Strike. So the Culling Strike mainly is for the Herald of Agony, so that you can you will kill the enemy instantly when they're 10% life or lower. Haste, just because we are using Val Haste for more attack speed when it's up. We're not using the basic haste, we're just using the Val Haste. Malevolence for the additional more damage over time. This one definitely you want to get it as high as possible. Whirling Blades is our mobility, like this. Greetings. So we are moving a lot. That, Wolverine, you know. Lightning Golem for more lightning attack speed. And as for a defensive layer, additionally we have Immortal Call with gas and damage taken, Withering Step, and increased duration for the Immortal Call. So Withering Step is basically what it does, it removes your current elusive buff, because we have elusive, and it will increase the effect of the elusive and replace it with a new buff as well. So basically you will get a shit ton of dodge with this one. Okay, so Withering Step is part of our mobility as well, so use that as a defensive player as well. And a Portal Gem, just because I don't like to carry Portal Scrolls. And that is pretty much all the gem links. I have all the information down in the comments below, the POB, the timestamps and everything. Yes, this is a very budget build, less than 50C, not including the gems. The gems, you can just pick up any normal gem and level it up yourself. Doesn't matter, it doesn't cost much as well. Not the 50C is not including of all the 20 gems and stuff like that. Unless you want to buy everything, then it's not going to be 50C. But basically getting 50C on the basic gears and the simple gems as well. But at the end of the day, it's a really, really cool build. As you can see, it's very fun in clearing maps as well. In terms of single target, it's not that bad, because the poison needs time to ramp up, so you will need to run around a lot. But heck, if you even get better gear, definitely it will be a single target damage dealer for sure. It's a poison build, and poison builds are very easily scaled to really high damage when you have the right gears and the right skills, right? So if you have any comments, any suggestions, please drop a comment down below in the comment section. I do build guides almost every week. If you like my build guide, please like or share and subscribe to my channel down there. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.